everyone, and welcome back to our Take on Cruise with Shannon and Roger, or
Roger and Shannon.
my name is Shannon McKee of Access Cruise, and with me today,
Roger Blum with Cruise and Port Advisors. And we have found another beautiful spot that Shannon knows all of these spots in Coral Gables. For those viewers, you probably can't believe that we're in Miami.
we are in Miami. We are here in Coconut Grove at a little church called Plymouth Congregational Church. This is where my kids went to preschool, and in the background, one of the signs of Coconut Grove is peacocks, and we have a male peacock actually right behind us. Roger was chasing him earlier, trying to see if he would open his wings, his feathers. No.
No, the peacock really had its eyes on Shannon, and she didn't. It's a boy peacock. The ones with the beautiful feathers are the boys.
Anyway, we are back this week with our Take on Cruise to talk about some of the current events. And there's been a lot of small current events and some changes again in senior leadership, which we knew. So Dondra Ritzenhaler is going to be, or is actually joined this week at Azamara Cruises. And at the same time, Thatcher Brown has left Four Seasons Cruises.
There's always something changing. And with Dondra,
Always.
I saw that she's starting off, she's like hit the ground running,
Yeah.
going on a listening tour, traveling around the US and going to Canada to speak to travel advisors and really hear what people have to say about Azamara.
That's wonderful. The other thing that we had been talking a little bit about was San Juan, Puerto Rico. So Access Cruise has had the opportunity to work with Discover Puerto Rico for several years, and we're very excited that Princess has finally announced they are going to be homeporting out of San Juan. Yay! And you know, there's a lot going on in San Juan. Global Ports Holdings is investing in San Juan, so they have a big infrastructure project going on. So there's lots of good stuff going to be happening in Puerto Rico.
Well, that's good news, not just for Puerto Rico, but for the Southern Caribbean islands,
Yes.
because the Southern Caribbean islands depend so much on that San Juan home port. With new itineraries that have been taking place, new environmental regulations, emission, all of this
Yeah.
type of stuff, cruise ships don't go as far as they used to. So the cruises out of Florida tend not to get as far into the Caribbean. You do get some, but the San Juan home port is really a big deal for getting people in these Southern Caribbean
It
islands.
really is. And speaking of home ports, I saw that Hamburg had a giant celebration. Over 800 years, and I can't remember, is it 835 or 65 years that Hamburg has been in operation now?
I can't understand why, when you have a number like that, you call me ancient. I don't understand
Right?
that, yeah.
Over 800 years, and here at Plymouth, I think Plymouth has been around for 100 years. So congratulations to Hamburg on their big anniversary.
That's fantastic, and thank you to Hamburg for letting Shannon know that I am not actually as ancient as she accuses me of. So there. Another interesting thing that I just saw was, I think it was Barron's, one of those financial magazines, had an article about the cruise industry investment into private destinations. And the article was, since 2019, just before COVID, the cruise industry has invested about $1.5 billion in private destinations. So whether this is islands or developments on the different islands, that's a lot. So these private destinations are really a big deal. And there's a few things about them. One of them is the cruise lines can really control the experience,
Yeah.
so that the passenger feedback on these destinations is great. But these destinations can be so well done that they actually bring in more bookings for the cruises, which of course brings up the rates. So people really want to go, and they're doing a great job.
I think you made an impression with the peacock, because he's coming back over to say hi to you, Roger.
I think the peacock is after my wife, who's the camera woman right now.
But you know, speaking of great destinations and being able to control actually the guest experience, I did see that Walt Disney said that their Walt Disney Cruise Line has some of the best guest satisfaction ratings out of the entire company, which we know the cruise lines, they know how to deliver.
And that's pretty amazing, because Disney has so much between their parks. They have other types of resorts. They have so much, but the cruise lines are delivering the best experience at Disney. I'm not actually surprised about that, but it's just great to hear.
Yeah, and the final piece was Jack Waggoner. He bought some of those ships, and he's going to be launching Victory Cruise Line again in the Great Lakes. And I know the Great Lakes is off to a very, very busy season. So congratulations to them, and we'll see what happens.
Home ported at Navy Pier in Chicago. So every once in a while I'll say this, hint, hint, nothing ever happens. My wife and I are going to be in Chicago a lot. We know where Navy Pier is. Hint, hint, hint.
Are you hinting to Jack, or to your son that you guys need to go visit Navy Pier?
No, to Jack.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.